Hey guys, how's it going? Is the real Randy Chavez here, coming at you with a Pokemon sales data video. A couple of things today. So to start off, we had a Gym Challenge pack, Koga artwork. It was first edition and it was graded at PSA a 10. Sorry, my hair's all everywhere. The winning bid was $256, but it did not meet the reserve. I don't understand why people are going to put something up and have such a high freaking reserve. Just put it on, list it with best offer if you're going to do this. I don't understand that. Gengar Fossil, first edition PSA 10, Holo, with 3 high bids, $1,650, $1,675, and one sold for $1,700. All right, so sometimes I understand if you have like a high ticket item or something, you put something on sale just to see what it would get, and then you can sell it on another site, but not for a small ticket item like this, a couple $100. Like, come on. Kabutops from the Fossil set as well, first edition PSA 10, a couple of high bids, $400, $475, $500, and the winning bid was $510. Then we had a Lapras from Fossil as well, first edition PSA 10, sold for $2,000. Saw a bit of a retrace with Lapras as well. We were seeing it up to like $2,400, I believe, and maybe this was a little bit off. But we're seeing a retrace with it. Dark Alakazam, first edition PSA 10, sold for $385. Retraces, I hope these all retrace so I can buy more of them. I hope they all do, because that's something that, that's something that I would love to buy. Retrace PSA 10 Lapras. There's not a lot of those. There's less than 100, I believe. There's a couple of these that we have record price points on. So we had a Zapdos Fossil, first edition PSA 10. Winning bid was $314. Reserve not met. Idiots. Giovanni's Persian, not a record price, because I think one sold for $2,400, if I'm not mistaken. Now, first edition PSA 10, there's only 51 of these in the pop report. So it's about the same as Misty's Golduck, and Misty's Golduck goes for like $3,500. So, and this I think is better artwork, to be honest. Like, it's okay. Misty, a little more well known, bit of a fan favorite, but maybe a little bit biased. Giovanni's just a little dark. He's gangster. He owns a freaking mafia. He's the leader. Not only is he the leader of a mafia, but he owns a freaking gym. Again, we're going to go in Pokemon, or through the manga. You know, you have 3 or 4 leaders. Like, all right, so you're going to have Giovanni, Sabrina, Koga, Lieutenant Surge. Giovanni is the leader. Giovanni is the one that's head of Team Rocket. They're all his soldiers. I guess Lieutenant Surge is a lieutenant. They're all specialized in very different things, and Giovanni's like the badass. You can't beat him. Blaine was the only one that they had an issue with, where Blaine wasn't always good. For those of you that don't know, Blaine helped create Mewtwo, and the guys at Team Rocket. He realized what he did, and he helped stop it eventually. But Giovanni is just gangster, and not only that, but they had spoilers for the Pokemon manga, but he has a redemption arc. And the redemption arc comes in after Red disappears. Red gets boned. Red gets fucked. Honestly, for a while, we think Red is dead. We think he's just gone. The only thing, Yellow gets his Pikachu. And then he goes on, and it turns out that Lance, leader of the Elite Four, is just like, okay, hey, listen, I'm a child of Viridian. I grew up in the Viridian Forest. That's where I came from. And that's where this little Yellow, the character Yellow, he's a child of Viridian also, and they're fighting, and it's like, listen, only a child of Viridian can defeat me. You're a fucking kid. You're not gonna fucking win. He's got these Dragonairs, got these Dragonite, and he's ready to kill Yellow. Lance is the stone cold killer. So here on the second game, but oh my god, in the Game Boy games, but oh my god, he has killed before. He's about to kill a child. It's not like he's killing like a rival. I guess he is, but he's killing a child. And then who comes in that saves Yellow? Redemption arc, Giovanni. What are you doing here? He's also a child of Viridian. He's the leader of the Viridian gym. Mind blown. He is so fucking cool. His Pokemon are so fucking cool. Giovanni's Persian. You see it in Meowth in that play in the first season where Giovanni kind of like Meowth for a little while, but he has a Persian now. It's badass. In the trading card game. It's so cool. This card, in my opinion, is so freaking undervalued. It is sexy. The way with the claws and he's in like a temple in the actual card. Like he's in a temple. You see like these these pillars similar to a White House. I should have bought this card. I didn't. The next one, you guys are my witness. Call me out on it. The next one I see, if it's under $2,500, I'm getting it. That's it, because it's so undervalued. I only have one that's in my main collection. I'm getting another one. Moving on past that, sorry, that was like a 5-minute thing. Typhlosion 18, the one that is more common, easier to grade, first edition PSA 9, sold for $650. Tyranitar from Neo Discovery. There's going to be a lot of Neo Discoveries here. Before we get into Tyranitar, I'm going to go to Erica's Dragonair. Erica's Dragonair I got, which I thought was very undervalued, at $650. This one, 4 big bids, $450, $460, $612, $622 was the winning bid. Now for Erica's Dragonair, it's still 118 PSA 10 copies, 251 PSA 9 copies. This is something that I also think should minimum be a $1,000 card. It's a little unorthodox because Erica doesn't have a Clefable. Erica does not have a Dragonair in the games, in the manga, like in any of that, in the show. But here she does, and they're really cool. They're really good artwork. Dragonair in the base set of the trading card game is a cool card. But this, they make it holo rare. They give it's really cool. They do it right. They give, it's really good. One of the first dragons gets a holo. It's great. So after that, we have going to Neo Discovery. Tyranitar from Neo Discovery. Like I said, people are sleeping on this. There's 153 PSA 9 copies. Only 50 PSA 10 copies. So, but this first edition PSA 9 got $405. So minimum, that PSA 10 should get $2,000. Again, and that's a set that I think people are sleeping on. Wobbuffet from Neo Discovery, first edition PSA 9, so for $127. Really not a lot of love for Wobbuffet. Scizor from Neo Discovery, first edition PSA 10. There is only 30 PSA 10 copies. 132 PSA 9. But this one's a 10. Top 3 bids were $750. And then these two, the top two kept going and going and going, probably discouraging other bidders, because the second bid was $1,900 and the winning bid was $1,925 for something that is 30 PSA 10 copies. Now, I'm going to get back to that in a minute, because we have a Umbreon. Now, granted, Umbreon is an evolution. They always get a premium. But Umbreon from Neo Discovery, first edition PSA 10, now there's 213 PSA 9 copies, so that is about 81 copies more than Scizor, and 71 PSA 10 copies. So it has more than double the amount of PSA 10 copies than Scizor. And again, the evolution gets. But with that said, that one sold for $3,200. That I think is undervalued, because my $3K offer for someone else that got declined. But this one sold for $3,200. Now you have something that has more copies than Scizor, and it sold for $1,300 more. I don't know if that's the most coveted card in the set, but that is again, that is something that is undervalued. And to say that that's undervalued, Scizor with less than half the PSA 10 copies as Umbreon, and that gets $1,300 less. Scizor is stupid undervalued. That should be a $4,000 card, and it will be, because this is something that, again, people are sleeping on this set. We saw the Rise in Gym Challenge, saw the Rise in Neo Genesis. Neo Discovery is next. This is, if it's not next, it's going to be. It's going to happen, I swear. So moving past that, we have a Scizor first edition PSA 9, so $390. What is $390 times 5? $1,950. So it follows the rule, again, the 5 to 8 times, minus $25, but that just shows that even more the 10 copy is undervalued. So moving on past that, a Poliwrath from Neo Discovery, first edition PSA 9, sold for $102. And that one, I think that should get more as well, because even though Poliwrath isn't as cool as it, although I think it is. I'm gonna go back to the comics, the manga, where Red, one of his starting Pokemon, he has a Poliwhirl. He had it from a little Poliwag. It evolved into a Poliwhirl, and when it evolved, it evolved two different ways. Red gets shocked. Lieutenant Surge shocks the shit out of him, throws him overboard. Poliwhirl goes over, helps try to rescue him. He finds a water stone in where the SSN is, Vermilion City? Yeah, in Vermilion City, right off the SSN. He evolves, and he is a badass. Yes, he's water type, but he is super strong. He can learn Thunder Punch. He is such a badass Pokemon. And in Neo Discovery, they change it. He's not water anymore. He's fighting. Oh, also a 4K offer. I offered $4,000 for a first edition PSA 10 Poliwrath base set. Got declined. Apparently the seller had a 6K offer. Like, whoa. And that is something that I was like, if you have a 6K offer, take it. But it's so cool because they change it. Now it's fighting, dual typing, but it is a badass, knows Dynamic Punch, knows Thunder. It is a badass Pokemon. Super strength. Again, water and fighting. And if the 9 has for Poliwrath 149 PSA 9 copies, and Scizor has 132, they're pretty similar. And Scizor, the PSA 9, is getting $390. Now, again, I get it. This is the first time we're seeing Scizor. We're taking a Pokemon, Scyther, that was not known to have an evolution in the first generation. So in second generation, when it does have an evolution, people are like, what the fuck? What the fuck, that JPEG? And it's cool. It's metal. It's like Skarmory. It goes from scythes to giant freaking crab hammers, and it's cool. I get it. It's futuristic looking. It is badass. But so is Poliwrath. Poliwrath is old school, strength, wrestler, water type. So the fact that they have similar PSA 9 and then Poliwrath having 36 PSA 10 copies Poliwrath has 36 PSA 10 copies as opposed to Scizor's 30. This Poliwrath should be worth $300 minimum, the PSA 9. So that is stupid. Whoever got that, you got to steal. That is fantastic. And again, people are sleeping on this set. Maybe they'll catch up. That's all I have for today right now. That is something that is. I know I kind of got off on a couple of tangents here. I'm just letting you know that I should. I should really get more Neo Discovery. Again, I waiting on someone to pay me like $4,000. So I have to. Yeah, and then I have the girlfriend now is taking up some time with the hotels and everything. I know you don't want to hear about personal problems. Oh, fucking shit. Scizor. Rocket Scizor. Such cool cards. New Discovery. Underrated set. That's all I'm saying. All right, listen, guys. I love you all. I hope this helps. I hope this share, comments. Good for the YouTube algorithm. I love you all.